¿Sabe quién llegó?
Yeah.
Si te suda la mano y se te eriza la piel, yeah. Está cachonda, cuando cruza la pierna te hace como cascabel. Está cachonda, si te muerden los labios y lo miras a él, that's right. Está cachonda, y te acuerdas lo que hicimos en aquel hotel, you know. Está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda. Está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda. Está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda.
Yo perro sao, eso lo vuelo de lejos. Le meto con rabia, yo no soy pendejo. Si quieres conmigo, contigo me pego. Pa' darte machete como Dani Trejo. Salvaje te pongo como la amazona. Te va convirtiendo en otra persona. Dile a tu marido que ya no te conda. Te viene conmigo porque está cachonda. Está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda. Está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda. Está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda.
Si tú eres seguro y lo quieres menear, la guagueteo, tú la quieres estar toda la noche, no quieres parar. Si tú eres seguro y lo quieres menear, la guagueteo, tú la quieres estar toda la noche, no quieres parar.
Está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda. Está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda. Está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda, está cachonda.
Tú nada más te lo imaginas y yo me lo gozo. Cada vez que ella me pide que le haga el sabroso, se lo pongo con Nutella bien chocolatoso. Te lo como todas las noches y lo dejo brilloso. Solo quiero que te entiendas y que coja la onda. Y ya llama cada vez que quiere a mi tienda. Quiero que le cuento, que le dé su latigazo.
When we start the interview and he goes over there, you can sit there. Okay. All right? Everybody introduce yourself. I'm still setting up.
Jay Cee El Guru. Y ese red en la casa.
I got it.
Cash Money Music.
What's up, man?
Nunca le bajamos del
That's
sistema.
Fernando.
La en estudio, en los controles.
Chavalero Studio.
Cash Money Music. New York.
Let me get here.
En el carro nos comimos para un rodeo. Se empeñaron los cristales, pero bien feo. En el carro estaba Chucky y yo el meneo. Nos volvimos locos luego del tequeo. En el carro nos comimos, pero sin rodeo. Se empeñaron los cristales, pero bien feo. En el carro estaba Chucky y llega el meneo.
Jay Cee El Guru.
Johnny, you sitting right there.
Jason Núñez.
Yeah, he's gonna sit here.
Chavalero Studios.
Okay.
Cash Money Music, baby.
¿Sabe quién llegó?
Jason Núñez, Cash Money Music.
Hasta la mañana.
Okay. Hello. I know we're like 7 minutes late, but you already know this is called Vibe. We're here to vibe, and tonight we're gonna have a fabulous show. But before we get started with the show, this is Vibe. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna continue to listen to music from Jay Cee El Guru, the guy that we're going to be interviewing today. We're gonna pop some bottles, get some wine and things going on, and then once we're all settled, then we're gonna jump out. You know what? Once we're all settled, I'm gonna play one song. No, I don't know. We vibe. Maybe I'll play a song. Maybe we'll jump directly into the interview. We'll see how it goes. So let's continue with El Guru. Where I go get some glasses, and you're here looking at Vibe.
Buying a car should be exciting, so why does it feel like you're doing your taxes? Some places make you wait for hours, run your credit like 10 times, and still leave you confused. Not here though. Here in Stream Model Outlet, we keep it simple. Find what you like, test drive it, and roll out stress-free. Stop overthinking it, shoot me a DM, let's get you driving today. Stop dreaming, start streaming.
Se fue a la cama, champaña per la mamá. Que se de fin hasta la mañana. Se fue a la cama, champaña per la mamá.
Gucci, me piace tu Gucci, tu boca peluche me tiene locao. Siempre più calda, levanta tu falda, moviendo tu nalga pa' tutti los lados. Siempre con Gucci, me piace tu Gucci, tu boca peluche me tiene locao. Siempre più calda, levanta tu falda, moviendo tu nalga pa' tutti los lados.
Siamo alta gama, Miami, La Habana, Gurú con flow como Copacabana. Dile a tu hermana que no somos nada, que voy pa'l DF a buscarme la lana. Somos bacanos, frenamos en Milano, viramos para atrás después que mangamos. No descansamos hasta que llegamos, bien rapidito aquí la montamos. Fuimos traídos, colonizados, pero supiste como africanos. Más que lo mueva como mundano, si quieres fuerte ven que te damos.
Ay, vive cochino.
Yeah, malandra. You know.
Questi gode fino hasta la mañana. Se fue la gama, champagne per la mamma. Questi gode fino hasta la mañana. Se fue la cama, champagne per la mamma.
Siempre con Gucci, me piace tu Gucci, tu boca peluche me tiene locao. Siempre più calda, levanta tu falda, moviendo tu nalga pa' tutti los lados. Siempre con Gucci, me piace tu Gucci, tu boca peluche me tiene locao. Siempre più calda, levanta tu falda, moviendo tu nalga pa' tutti los lados. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Será italiana, vegetariana, non mangia carne ni para cena. Será italiana, vegetariana, so che ti piace mi berenjena. Será italiana, vegetariana, non mangia carne ni para cena. Será italiana, vegetariana, so che ti piace me.
Eu preciso seu movimento, estou morrendo com o que sinto. Eu preciso seu movimento, estou morrendo com o que sinto. Questi gode fino hasta la mañana. Se fue la cama, champagne per la mamma. Questi gode fino hasta la mañana. Se fue la cama, champagne per la mamma.
Siempre con Gucci, me piace tu Gucci, tu boca peluche me tiene locao. Siempre più calda, levanta tu falda, moviendo tu nalga pa' tutti los lados. Siempre con Gucci, me piace tu Gucci, tu boca peluche me tiene locao. Siempre più calda, levanta tu falda, moviendo tu nalga pa' tutti los lados.
Siamo alta gama, Miami, La Habana, Gurú con flow como Copacabana. Dile a tu hermana que no somos nada, que voy pa'l DF a buscarme la lana.
Será italiana, vegetariana, non mangia carne ni para cena. Será italiana, vegetariana, so che ti piace mi berenjena. Será italiana, vegetariana, non mangia carne ni para cena. Será italiana, vegetariana, so che ti piace me. El Gurú.
Anadie, costosa.
Flow celestial, desde el M Studio controlando todo United States. Jason Núñez.
I want to toast to a fabulous vibe session. We're toasting to Juan Carlos El Guru, Jay Cee, Fernando. We got Ferrari in the house, and your name one more time.
Glenn.
Glenn. And we got Glenn in the house. I don't know if I told you, Farad, but the last vibe session, having your voice in the background was so dope. Like when you started answering questions and we were talking and vibing, that's dope. So I like that.
That's good. That's good. I like
All
that.
right. Let me continue on.
Esta noche yo ando como un lobo. Tomé una luz y te recojo. Y la pasamos normal. O dejamos suelto el animal. El animal que está dentro de mí. Me dice que te quiere. Y cuando yo te necesite, voy a despertar.
When you're ready, we're gonna start the interview.
Animal dentro de mí.
Accord Power is a premier solar PV project developer. We design, build, and commission modern and efficient solar PV systems throughout the Northeast. We serve a broad base of business owners, including warehouse operators, cold food storage facilities, data centers, restaurants, and even hotels and high-rise apartment buildings.
Okay, actually, let us do this. We're going to get started with the interview. But welcome to Vibe, the show where I bring you the energy, the creativity, and the real stories behind the music. Tonight, we've got a special guest, an artist who's about to take his sound global. Juan Carlos Mendez, aka Jay Cee El Guru, is gearing up for his European tour, kicking off June 20th, 2025, which stops in France, Italy, and Spain. And if that's not exciting enough, he's also preparing to drop his album, his acoustic album, in the spring of 2026. Now we're about to dive deep into his journey, his music, and what's next for him. So if you're tuned in, drop a comment, show some love. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You know how it is. Alright? And so let's get into it. Everybody, without further ado, Jay Cee El Guru.
Thank you. So great to be here, brother. These thing was planned for a while, but as usually, when you plan, things just they don't happen that easy.
Of course.
So we kind of had to improvise a little bit to make it happen, and that's why I'm here now.
Awesome.
I do appreciate the invitation, though. The courtesy, the love, it's all good.
And so you have to realize that you never know what happens when you cross people's path. I met Jay Cee years ago, not in a musical capacity at all, but here we are today. So that just goes to show when it comes down to vibe and vibrations, it's all about good people. I sent someone that we worked with. His name is Gustavo Ruiz. He's one of my sponsors, Stream Auto Outlet. He owns 3 car dealerships. We used to all work together at Brooklyn Mitsubishi. And I said to him, I said, yo, Gus, I got Jay Cee coming, I got Farad coming, yo, what's up? He sends me a text, he said, oh, you got the whole crew back together. And I'm like, yeah, because good people last. There are a lot of people we work with that I haven't seen since I left those offices. Good people last. All right, but this is not all about that. This is about Jay Cee. Jay Cee, you're about to embark on your European tour. Italy, France, Spain, Willie style. How does it feel to be taking your music international?
It feels good. It gives you an opportunity to expose what you have, and not only your talent, but your material. And you as a person also, it's good to meet new people, it's every country and every way is a new opportunity for you to learn the culture. And also to give them a little bit of what you have. Like, I'm Caribbean, so coming from Dominican Republic, going to Europe, it feels like I'm going back over there because at the beginning they were coming to our places, not in the best way possible, but I'm going over there to give them love as opposed to take anything from them. What I want to take from them is the memories. I want them to keep the memory, to think, and that it will be something lasting. Whatever I do there, I want them to have this image of something, a new experience they had that was good, and that's the reason why.
That's beautiful. You fit so well with the whole FlowCEx music concept, because what we're doing is, to your point, trying to do something that's impactful and not trending. You're setting standards. You go over to Europe and you start making people feel good, and it's not on a trend, but it's because Jay Cee El Guru came and brought the vibration.
It's a vibe.
You're going to open doors for people like me and other folks who are not following the trend that's bringing the music. So I like that. What can fans expect from this tour? Are you bringing a full band, or will it be more like an intimate setup?
It's going to be more like an intimate setup, and it's going to be halfway. It's a mix of the digital and the acoustic together.
Okay.
Because, I'm also a salsa singer. So it's like half a band, not the whole band. Just like a guitar, like a bass player a timbal, as we call it, right, and a piano. That's about it.
Yeah.
And one more person singing, and then the rest is digital. A guy with a computer, you know, nice DJ doing the thing. So we can mix, we can jump out of the salsa, get into the urban, and so on and so forth. Yeah. Oh, we can just do a simple love song with just the piano.
Jay Cee and I are so similar in terms of how we see music. I was just telling Farad, remember last time at Vibe I said I want a trio in here. Nothing more than a piano, just a 3-sound drum, and maybe a guitar. That's it.
You don't need more.
You don't need more than that. And then you go in. I like your vibe, man. Have you performed in Europe before?
No, this is gonna be my first time actually to go out there and do it as an
Take
artist.
me with you.
It'd be nice to have you though.
Ooh, that would be so
I can only
dope.
imagine how much fun we have together.
What? It'd be like me in the Marines again. This guy wants to take me to DR. I'm going.
That's where you need to go with
My
me.
friend, I'm not mentioning no names. He went to DR on a trip. He came back. Because I told him, because you and I have been knowing each other and talking. And he came back. He was like, John. I was like, you ain't got to tell me to no, John. John.
Hear me out.
He's like, yo, before you die, you got to go to DR.
That's
I'm
right.
like, I'm going. I'm going.
Most likely you're going with me, bro. You have to make that trip.
Yeah, I'm definitely going
Yeah.
with you. For sure.
I make sure you're well taken care of down there.
Now, let me ask you.
Food is amazing. Everything's beautiful.
Tell me about the food.
The food in DR.
Yeah.
The food over there, it's well known throughout the whole world.
I know, but is it the reason why I asked? Because I was going to ask another question, but when you said food, the reason why I asked is because I went to Cancun, Mexico, and when I went to Cancun, I learned that Tex-Mex is different than Cancun Mexican. So I'm asking, is the food that I'm accustomed to here in America as Dominican food, is that the same type of food in the DR?
It's very much similar, yeah. It's not so far away from it, but in reality, that what you call Dominican food here, it's a part of the Dominican food. It's the people, the regular working people food, but we also have the gastronomy of the elite in DR.
Yeah, I'm with the elite.
Going from all the ways to prepare the seafood and in so many ways. You see, Dominican Republic, rice, beans, and chicken. That's what we call the flag.
Hey, that
You know
sounds
what I
like
mean?
black people food to me.
Exactly. But we also have the plantains, which we do tostones with and we do mangú with. And then we have something called tres golpes, which is either mangú, which is smashed plantains, with fried cheese, fried eggs, and salami. You know, a little bit of, pickled onions on top of that too.
Are you a chef? Do you get in the kitchen and...
I go and I grind.
Yeah, I started to hear the way you talking. I'm like, this guy grinds a little bit.
Yeah. I'm not like a chef, you know. I just love food and I love cooking. And I have one of my
Clients over here to attest that I hit that grill perfectly.
You knock it down. I hear you. Okay, well, are any of the cities or the venues especially exciting that you get ready to plan, like out of Spain and Italy and France? Are any of the cities there more exciting? Like, where are you really looking excited?
Honestly, it's going to be probably in Spain more than anything else. Not just because of the language, it's just that I know that there is a diaspora there of a lot of Latinos from all over, besides them being Spanish themselves.
Right.
You know, so yeah, I got a feeling that there would be probably more of a connection because of their roots and my roots, you know. But you never know. You got a lot of Latinos in Milan and a lot of Latinos in Paris, where I'm going to be at.
Right.
Because the clubs that I'm going to, they're Latinos club.
Okay.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Okay.
You're going to see everybody there, but they're owned by Latinos.
Okay, well, hey, got paper? Do what we do?
That's it, yeah.
Oh, that's nice. You know, I thinking about going into Europe. I had an opportunity to spend some time in Spain, Valderrama, and the vibe there is, at least around where I was really good. I mean,
And it's laid back too.
it is. It's like it's hard to explain. When you're here in America, you feel one way. When you go somewhere else, it seems like you're on a different frequency. It's like your whole body is like in a different.
It's an awakening.
You know, and I was watching this movie, one of the sequels to Denzel's Washington.
Equalizer. You're talking about?
Yeah.
You're watching the number 3 over there.
Number 3. Yeah.
It's a-
And this beautiful Latino woman comes over to him and goes, "So who cooks for you?" And I'm saying, "What?"
That's what I need.
That's what I need.
That's right.
That's cool. But let me, how do you prepare for tours like this? Like both mentally and musically, how do you get together?
The first thing is a lot of rehearsing. Rehearsing. Because when you go out there, you want to sound as close as possible to your CD, to your album.
Right.
You can deviate a little bit if you improvise, but the sound, the quality of the sound, and yourself, you have to be confident that you will do exactly what it is there. Not worry about, when you go out there, you don't have to worry about that. You only worry about seeing who you can connect with to just level up whatever it is you're doing.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because I want to say something to our audience. This is a vibe session. This is not a concert. I am not in a club performing.
I understand.
So when I play here, I'm vibing with you, which means I might make some mistakes. Yeah, you know, I might hit a sour note because we just in here vibing, rehearsing, practicing. But trust us, our job. When I put something on a flyer and say I'm going to be at so and so on this day, trust me, I'm not going to be there hitting those sour notes. You know, we're going to hit the sour notes here on Vibe and we're going to vibe together. But I'm glad you said that. Now, you're getting ready to embark upon your acoustic album coming in spring of 2026. What inspired you to go acoustic for this project?
Well, everything that I've done so far, I've done it following a specific trend. We talked about that off the air before. So right now, there is a desire of me wanting to do something that I wanted to do in 2003. So now 2025, 22 years after, I think because all of my legal responsibilities are already done, I don't have to deal with record labels anymore.
Wow, except FlowCEx Music.
And that, being that the case, it's time for me to actually go ahead and do what I really wanted to do. And this is something that I longed for a long time. I was longing to do this for a long time. And it's time for me to do something that I really want to do that has nothing to do with what's going on now on the radio. Right. This is something that I want to do just because it's kind of my dream to do this, and I want to do it, and I want to make sure that I have a lot of fun while I'm doing it. And when it gets out there, I hope that it gives you the same thing that I'm going to feel, because I'm already feeling it, and I'm not even in there doing it yet. I know what's going to happen. I know that this is going to be probably, for me, honestly, the highest challenge, but at the same time, it's going to be the most rewarding, because I'm going to be doing something that I really like to do. And just to give you an idea of what I'm doing, basically, it's going to be obviously, it's going to be of a acoustic, but it's not going to be acoustical all the time. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the bass of it, the drums and all of that, I'm going to use digital. Okay. I'm just going to use the harmonies on top to be acoustic, like the piano, the guitar, right? And sax, you know, and things like that. So, and I'm taking, this is the first time that I'm not writing any of the songs.
Oh.
I'm bringing classics from 1940s,
but that's
50s,
great.
60s.
But that's great.
Bringing it to the front yard to let these kids know that within what you don't know, maybe your grandparents know this song, but you could get to know that music, and at the same time, you could enjoy the instrumentation under it, because it's going to be very modern, without taking the magic of the original melodies of those songs.
See, this is the business model for FlowCEx Music, meaning we're going to be an independent label looking for artists like you, because we're not trying to follow trends. So our thing is not necessarily, we're not against it. And if we get someone hot like Mark Sparks.com, if we get him to take things serious, I'll rock out with that project. However, I want to work with seasoned artists that They only need a label to do the administrative stuff that they just don't have time to do. You know, so we're not talking about contracts, long contracts, and ownership of anyone's intellectual property.
Your masters.
Yeah, no, we're not doing none of that. But what we want to do is we want to collaborate and make sure that if my skill sets is marketing or administratively being an indie label and your skill sets is performing and being out there, then you and I can work together and make sure that you get what you need and we keep everything. So I like your mindset, and I'm hoping that this interview motivates more artists like you to give FlowCEx music a shot. Are there any collaborations on the album, or is this more of a solo, stripped down experience for you?
I have done a lot of collaborations with a lot of people before, and I had great experiences with them, you know. And I loved what we did together. This time around, alone, I'm just gonna go. You know the Llanero?
No, what's that?
The guy in the forest, Llanero Solitario, they call him, the Lonely Ranger. So this time around, I'm gonna do it's gonna be just me.
Okay.
And I may use one here and there background of someone else's, but in reality, it's gonna be just like a solo album. Because this is something I wanted to do just for me.
Right.
Not for the marketing, not for the commerce of the music, but to satisfy my inner ego.
Hey, satisfy your inner ego.
That's what I'm doing.
Absolutely, absolutely. Can you give us a sneak peek into the themes or the stories behind the songs for this album?
Yeah, sure, definitely. Yeah, like I said, they're classical songs. One of the songs, or many of the songs, they just go back to talking about either love or experiences that you've been through.
Right.
You know, and there's one song that is super popular because it was such a classic, it was such a hit, and because the song, it's like a satire, but in reality, it's talking about love. The song says, "Hello loneliness."
Hello loneliness.
For a long time, I've been waiting for you.
Come on.
You know,
Nice
it talks
lines
about
of
that.
women. You
In
talking
Spanish.
nice stuff. Yeah.
You know, it says, "Hola soledad, hace tiempo te esperaba." But yeah, I've been waiting for you for a long time. And then, this is me, an old friend, saying hello to you. Not just one more. And then talks about, you know, I'm a person that's, you know, going through difficulties in love and so on and so forth. But the song has such a magic in it that by the time that he's done, it's gonna be like a remake of something that for the older individuals, it's gonna be something they're gonna be like, okay, wow, what a way to do something that was already kind of lost in the past, but it was a classic. And for the new people, it's an opportunity to get to know those songs that your granddaddy and your grandmama actually played. Maybe when you were a kid, maybe when they were cleaning the house or doing those things, you know. So it's like bringing the old to the new for everybody to know.
Well, I'd like to do a collab.
Well, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, I love to do a love song collab where, you know, verses are being sung in Spanish and verses are being sung in English. You know, that sounds like something I would, because I want, you know, I got a fantasy to do a song with Mark Anthony, but I got the next best thing sitting right here.
I'm no way near Mark Anthony.
Close. Yeah, close. Yeah, very close. Close enough. Because I'm more closer than you than Mark. So. But yeah.
I'm only closer because I'm in the area. He's in Puerto Rico per se. That's where he's from. So in reality, what he does, it's phenomenal. It's beyond everything else.
Of course.
And what you do is also exciting. And what I do, I'll do it on my own way too. So everyone has their own way of doing things, and that's the beauty about music. I tell my friends, music is a pizza pie, right? All you gotta do is take the slice that works for you.
Right.
You know, take the slice that you feel comfortable with. And you know, you're gonna have the Marc Anthony's, you're gonna have the Daddy Yankees, you're gonna have the, you know, Ricky Martins, and you're also gonna have the Tito Puentes, and you're gonna have, You know,
Right.
all these different kinds of people that they did it their own way.
Right.
You know, you're gonna have the Frank Sinatra, and you're
Right.
also gonna have the
Right.
Cowboy Esteves from the
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
know, and so on and so forth.
All right, let's take a pause.
As an artist, you are creative, entertaining, and inspiring.
But what if you could be even more?
At the Performing Artists in Real Estate Mixer, or PERI for short.
We teach artists about opportunities to build wealth while pursuing their dreams.
Our experts will show you how your skills on the keys can help your neighbors get keys to their first home.
We'll show you how to generate revenue on your schedule so you'll never have an excuse to miss rehearsal.
And around here, we don't apply to gatekeepers. We work with them to open doors for everybody.
It's time to break the mold on what artists are capable of.
Join us at the Performing Artists in Real Estate Mixer.
We believe your talents can uplift entire neighborhoods.
Follow your passion and build a business at johnnykellerwilliams.org.
Had to take a bathroom break.
It happens.
Hey, well, we can edit that out. So when you go to YouTube, you won't see that. Anyway, let's get back to the interview. Will you be previewing any of the new acoustic songs during your tour?
No, I don't think so. No.
They probably won't be ready.
As a matter of fact, I'm gonna start recording once I get back.
Got you.
So you have from here to June to do whatever you want to do with me. Talk to me nice and let's
Here to June. Bro, we might get started right now.
From here to June?
Yeah, no, definitely.
We're gonna do something nice.
I'd like to.
All you gotta do is tell me what you want.
I want to do, let's talk about that. I want to do a love song, right? I think that right now there's a lot of division in the world. And I think that there's a lot of single people. Like right now, I'm a single person, but at my age, I'm supposed to be married, have grandchildren and whatnot. And I have to be able to go out and speak to a young lady or older lady and be able to, so it's not, in my mind, if I'm 20, 30 years old and I'm interested in a lady, my approach is going to be different than if I'm my age, I'm not saying it now, and I approach one of my peers. You know, we're so experienced, you're not going to approach them like you would approach a young girl. So I want to do a song, and I want to say in the song, we understand. I want to say I understand that, you know, we got needs, but I mean, I don't even know how to put it.
But I know exactly where you're trying to go.
Take me.
Only because, but it makes sense what you're saying. They're not naive anymore.
Right.
You find a 35 and above.
Right. You
woman.
can't tell them anything.
You cannot just come up with
Hey,
some
good look,
words
what you got
and not have a plan behind it, because you gotta have a plan.
Yeah.
So at your age, my age, we're supposed to have a plan already for life, in that sense. But it's like I know what you've been through, and I know that you probably were hurt or whatever it is that you went through in your life. But I also have been through a lot of stuff, and it's like this time around, I'm being careful, and I know you are being careful too.
Right.
But let's not be afraid anymore.
Let's not be afraid. Right. See, that's the piece. We're so precautious because we've been played so many times.
Exactly. And this goes on both ways.
And half of the people that play us look just like us. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So when we come, they be like, here come another dude that's going to play me.
Exactly.
No, I'm not going to play you. I am not going to play you. Yeah, I'd love to do a song like that. That would be awesome. Something like that could really resonate with the ladies. Like, I don't try to, like, my brand started off as a male duet, the finest lovers of women. But when we made up that name, we really adore women. And, we want to be able to put them on a pedestal, but not in a cheap way. in a very classy, reverent, royal way. And it's like, what do you say to them today? You know, these women done been through it. Don't even say hello if you know.
If you don't have something to back it up with.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And by this time in our life, we're supposed to have it figured out. Yeah. It's a simple fact, you know.
Ask me if I got it.
Not on camera.
So how would you describe your sound, though? How would you describe your music?
I describe it in a way. I think for me, for the most part, it's kind of, it's authentic because it's very different from everything else that's out there, and that's a benefit, and it's also a curse, because the benefit of it is that it's new and it's different. The curse is that people are used to everything that's out there, and then when they listen to your stuff, it's either they connect with it automatically or they just simply reject it.
Yeah.
It's a simple fact, you know, and it's proven already. Most people that buy from my music, they like the original intent, and they like how it goes and what it has to, you know, what it has to offer. But a lot of people simply, they just, you know, I don't sound like such and such and such and such that they like, and automatically, so I'm not in their playlist.
There's a market though for that. I'm reflecting on something a guitarist friend of mine said. His name is John Taylor. I went to see him one day, and he had a collection of music, and he plays music, and I'd be like, who is that? Who's that? Oh, he's playing this stuff. None of this stuff, he says, yo, this is a collection of music that'll never go gold. Because all of his music, it was like original music. It wasn't following any trend. It wasn't on the radio getting normal rotation, but it was fabulous.
Exactly.
I'm like, who is this? And he was like, none of this music will never go gold. So so that's kind of like, so all of these experiences I've had is what goes into my FlowCEx music indie label. We don't look to follow trend, and it's not about making the most money. And guess what? This I actually have.
You're about to get into trouble right now.
Well, I actually have a corporate experience that drives my perspective. I worked at American Express for 11 years. And they're in the financial card services business. But folks all know that MasterCard and Visa owns the market share in that industry. But American Express's value story was, we don't want the biggest share. We just want the highest quality spenders. So when they pull out our card, they're going to spend more money at the cash register than the folks that picks up. So in that regard, whenever I'm doing business, I'm not trying to make absolutely the most money. What I'm trying to do is to build loyalty, to give a quality product that people really, really like, and so they're going to come and they're going to come looking for you, and so that's kind of like what we're doing for FlowCEx music. We're going to come with the eclectic. There's enough out there doing, like I have a lot of folks that come to me and say, hey, I'm like, yo, bro, they doing it all over the place. Have at. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do something a little bit different,
The problem in music now is that it's become so monetized.
Yeah.
That it's no longer, everything has to be commercial. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
And being commercial doesn't mean you have the best product. It just means you have to have something catchy enough to be commercial. But for the most part, there's no soul in it. And that's why music nowadays does not become classic music. Whatever you hear today, even if it's banging the radio because of heavy rotation or whatever it might have been, it's just not becoming classical. It's not a music that you will say, 50 years, 40 years, 30 years from now, you're not going to say, oh my God, this is such a classical piece. And I'm not talking about Beethoven. I'm not talking about that kind of classic music. I'm talking about Elvis. I'm talking about, that you listen to, Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you'd be like, wow, this is a classic. This is the stuff that's going to play for Christmas and forever, no matter what. So now you have to follow a trend, and then you have a record label that's stepping on you, making sure that you have a record every damn month. Because if you don't have a brand new song every damn month, now the rotation they're paying for is aging with the same song.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So right now, it's about just, it's like you're in a bakery. You gotta bake that bread and bring it out when it's warm. When it gets cold, you need more warm bread.
Yeah.
So that's how it works. And unfortunately, when you make music like that, you actually don't enjoy yourself that much. You're just making music for the masses just because it's commercial. But you're not making music to actually engage with people in such a deep way that they can actually enjoy that years to come.
And I'm not a hater. I'm going to say this again. I'm not a hater. I am not a hater. However, to your point, so in order to be able to crank out songs, you know, producers now are using these softwares like Arcade and all these various where they're just cranking out songs left and right. Arcade to give you the whole sample, everything, and then you just jump on it, whatever. But bro, when I do a song, I play the bass line all the way through because it's not just a loop. I'm riding the song.
Exactly.
You know,
the way you're supposed to.
Yeah, I'm riding the song.
It's a story. It has the beginning, middle, and end.
And an end.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want some software that's gonna give me a whole bunch of stuff right there. No, bro, that's not how I write, you know? I come here and I write, you know? So, yeah, man, that's what FlowCEx music is about. We're not trying to change anything. We're just trying to give a voice to artists that are necessarily not in the realm of necessarily following the trend, but they still have talent and they have something to present to the world. We want to help them to present that. How do you stay creative and how do you push yourself musically?
The way I do it is I always feel that I have a need to express what I'm feeling. That muse wakes me up in the middle of the night. I got my phone next to me. I have to get up from my bed and go somewhere and start working on that. Because if I let that moment pass, you know, I watched a movie the other day. It's called The Bucket List.
Yeah,
which is a fun movie.
I have a bucket list too. And one of them is going to DR.
One of the lines, Jack Nicholson's, one of the famous lines in the movie is, two things he's giving his apprentice, his assistant, the guy. He's giving an advice. He says, two things to remember when you get old. And he says what? He says, never pass out the bathroom. And then he says, and never waste an erection. So the muse is like an erection. When you get that flash, you have to act on it.
Yeah.
Because other than that, it's just gonna pass.
It is.
And then if you don't take advantage of that moment, no matter what time of the night or the day when you get it, you have to make that pause and you have to contribute that line that came in your mind. Because that line or two lines is gonna become that hit, that song that you were waiting for, or that somehow it was given to you.
Universe. Absolutely. On my phone, we're using it to go live right now. But to your point, you and I are so similar, bro. That's why we gotta do some work together. I'll get up from my bed and come here, put my phone here, just to take a bar. Got it.
That's only
and go back to bed.
That's all it takes. I can show you got thousands.
Yeah.
Over here.
I believe you. I believe you, because you know why I believe you? Because how many times in the past, before you started collecting them, and you was like, wow, this is dope. I want to do this song. Yo, that's just hot.
And it just disappears.
And as soon as you get home, you go, what did I say?
So that's, to answer your question, that's how you stay creative. You take advantage of those little moments. When that muse comes, you go ahead and you do that 1-2 bars, whatever. You do the 2 lines or whatever, however you want to call it. The first 2 sentences. And just make sure you remember the melody. Because that's the start of a good song. Any good song started like that. And then to stay focused and to push myself, what I do is sometimes when I have pretty much not much to do, I start listening to those things. And I re-engage and I'll be like, oh shit, I like this little bit of whatever I did.
Yeah.
And let me continue on that.
Yeah.
And that's how you push yourself.
Yeah.
And then I try to continue it. You see, when you start something, you have to end it. If you don't, this is for the new music and the new artists.
And anyone that wants to be in any kind of business, doesn't have to do just music or arts, whatever you start, finish it, see through it.
Oh my God.
See through it, don't leave it halfway, because you don't know any idea that came into your mind, whatever it is, but business plan, see it through. Because I guarantee you, and I tell you, if you do that, you're gonna find inspiration on what you did, and that's gonna prepare you for the next level to grow in your life. Finish it, don't give up, because at least what's gonna happen? You finished it. So he did this song, it's a beautiful song, but it didn't go nowhere. Yes, it went somewhere. It's finished.
Exactly.
It's a good song. And you probably may not even think about this song, and you just put it there on YouTube. And then 20 years from now, he comes and listens to the song. Oh my God, what a beautiful song, I want to record it. You're no longer in the music business, you're retired somewhere. And then that song hits. Guess what? That's a beautiful check that's coming every 3 months in your pocket.
That's correct.
And that could be thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
If you're working on, if you're working with your $1,200, $1,300 or $3,000 retirement, and then you get a check for $25,000 every 3 months or $30,000, that kind of helps, right?
That helps a lot.
So if that's music or for anything else that you want to do in your life, finish it. If you're in college, don't leave it halfway, finish it. Because that work, that dedication, that discipline is going to take you to a different level.
You know, Guru, I have frustration because I have young artists around me that I think are like the full package, and they could really go, like, and what we do, we take personal pride in what we do. So we know there are limitations to that. But these guys are fully entrenched into the trend, but however, they don't finish it. I'm sitting on tracks right now that I started with these guys months ago, and it won't take much, but there's always an excuse on why we can't finish these tracks. They fire. It's fire.
Most people are talented so much, and the only reason why they're not known, or the only reason why they're not super popular, the only reason why they're not rich is because they didn't follow through. And I'm talking being rich in every kind of way.
Yeah.
Not just financial.
Yeah.
But feeling that you made it.
You finished.
You did it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's no better feeling than knowing that whatever it is that you had, that you did, worked.
Yeah.
And you proved a lot of people wrong, because by the time you're already working on something and somebody finds out, a lot of people have not the best desire. Everybody wants you to do well, but they don't want you to do better than that.
Of course. I can see that in my pledges.
So you have to do the best that you can for yourself.
Yes, of course.
Simple as that.
Of course. Yeah, it's frustrating though, because when we know that something as simple as finishing something could be the difference between day and night, and then to deal with youthful talent that don't understand that's frustrating.
That's correct.
Is there a message or a feeling you want fans to take away from your music?
Yeah, definitely. It's not just fans, but other musicians to be, and people that are in the music business in general. Whatever it is that you like to do, do it. Don't think about anybody. Don't think about whatever anyone says. Persist, resist the haters, and continue on. Do what you have to do.
Resist the haters.
Exactly, 100%. Listen, in a world that we're living in today, with social media and all this stuff that's happening, you could start doing something. You don't have to be the best at it. But I promise you'll be better every time you do it. And when you do it over, you get better and you get better and you get better. And guess what? Your haters get bitter. That's all you gotta do. Just keep going. Don't stop. And whatever it is negative, put in the rear view mirror. Absolutely. And continue on, because you're gonna make mistakes. We all have, and I still do, only because we're humans. But that doesn't mean you cannot learn from that mistake and continue to go on.
Facts. You know, this is my 6th episode of Vibe. When I first started, my first episode of Vibe had nothing but my cell phone. This is my 6th episode, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras in here. You know, I got folks in here, and it's only going to get better. You know, and the thing to your point, I'm just confirming exactly what you're saying. You know, consistency.
That's it. And discipline.
That's it.
Go and finish what you were set out to do. Be big.
Yeah.
Be glorious.
And that's the thing.
Unstoppable.
That's facts. You know, I think, you know, the thing about me and why I still persist, because I had a team and we all don't move together as strongly as we used to, and I get it, because life kind of like puts you in a place and, you know, makes you do what you got to do. So I respect that. However, I'm a producer. I'm a pianist. I'm a songwriter. That's what I am. I don't care if I make $1, if I don't make no money, if I gotta get a job to support myself, if I gotta rob somebody. No, I'm not gonna rob somebody. But if I'm just saying, it doesn't matter what I gotta do. At the end of the day, I'm a producer, I'm a songwriter, I'm a pianist, and that's what I am. So I am not going to consider myself, well, I'm also the solo guy. but something like that, something that falls in line, like I sell real estate, I sell solar panels, and I make music. That's who I am. I might work as an administrative assistant on a temporary job. I might do some IT work, but I am not an IT tech and I am not an administrative assistant. Sorry.
You just gotta pay the bills.
I just gotta pay the bills.
That's it.
Yeah. So, you built a strong connection with your fans. How important is it for that relationship for you to continue?
It's very important. It's the utmost important for me. And to keep, I earn their respect, and to keep that respect, I continue to work. Because they respect me because of my work habits, you know, how I do what I do, and also my business acumen, to be honest with you. Music is a business.
It is a business.
Right?
It's work.
But the relationship between me and the people that like my music is not a business.
It's a love.
It's a relationship.
It's a relationship, yes.
You know?
Yes, it is.
It is, and we continue to have that relationship because I understand what they like, and I respect what they like, and I'm not gonna go against what they like. But what they like happens to be what I like.
Yes. Exactly.
So that works out for us, for the two parts, you know what I mean?
That's great.
And I do appreciate them. And every day and every time that I have the opportunity, I thank them. And I thank them ever and ever.
So what's the best way your fans can support you now?
Right now, it's just continue to go and play my music, share my music. You know, every song is a story. Every story is different. Not one song is next to the other as a part two, unless I intend it to be. Enjoy it, and if you don't like one song, play the next. At least you'll continue to play my music, and that's how you support me.
So after your tour, what's next for you?
I'm gonna go right into that album, right into the studio.
The album.
It's straight up. As soon as I get back, that's what I'm doing. And I promise you, I'm gonna give you an album that you're gonna enjoy.
I'm sure, because especially if I get a chance to do something with you before June, when you come back, you might be calling me like, "Yo, Johnny, you want to be my relationship?" Yeah.
It's been such a pleasure, though.
Absolutely, man.
It's like going. It's like high school reunion for Radio and me here.
Yeah, man. Why not?
Yeah, definitely.
My daughter, she says, my daughter lives about a half a mile away. She's like, "So, Dad, when you finish with your program, can you come?" I'm like, "Hold up, I got some folks coming over. When I'm finishing my program, I might not just stay." I'm like, "I don't know. We have to see." Where can people follow your journey and stay up to date with your music?
Go to J as in James, C as in Charlie, L-E-L, Guru, Jay Cee El Guru, in any of the platforms, in any social media, you know, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all over the place. It's Jay Cee El Guru.
Okay.
That's where you found me, at Jay Cee El Guru.
And what I'll do is like when I do the edited version for my channel, I'll make sure I put the graphic that has the exact link and the information so they see exactly how this is. Is there anything like, is there any record that we didn't hear of yours that you'd like to play like right now?
If I like to play, it's gonna be a salsa song.
Let's find it. What's it called?
Graduado de la Calle. You'll see it when I have
Graduado de la Calle.
Graduado, yeah, de la Calle. There you go. So that's like a salsa song where I have this friend of mine named FlowCEx. This kid is from DR too, and he is fire. You know.
Okay, let's find out why I'm not getting any sound here, because this is like that. Here we go. Let's do that again.
¿Sabe quién llegó?
Yo nací por ti en un barrio guau, 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 por el mercado nuevo de la capital. Ahí aprendí yo a beber, ahí yo aprendí a gozar. De la escuela de la calle yo me supe bien graduar. Tengo una rubia que la mando a chapear, una morena que me sabe cocinar. Ella conoce muy bien mi sazón, pescadito frito con limón, arrocito y habichuelas y un tremendo aguacatón. Llega la tarde, yo me pongo bien gustón, correa, Gucci, zapato, Louis Vuitton, un pantalón bien bacano, mi jean, una camisa Versace satín y un perfume Creed Ventus que tengo de mi Stolling. Cae la noche, yo me voy pa'l malecón a coger fresco y a tomarme un palo de ron, un cigarro
I'm trying to go there already. So we come together and you tell me, yo, Johnny, blah, blah, yeah, that's good. And we get it in like that.
That's right.
Definitely. But it's after 9 o'clock, so we have to shut this down. But listen, Vibe Sessions is just about this vibe. I'm honored to be able to interview someone like Jay Cee El Guru, and it's only going to get better. And again, this is not about anything being better or worse. This is just about being free without music and being able to express ourselves in the way we want to express ourselves versus the way that the industry is telling us we need to express ourselves.
That's right.
So vibe with us. That's what this is about. You're gonna vibe with us. One time you're gonna come in here and tune in, and I'm gonna have a trio on here. You know, one time you're gonna come in and tune in, and I'm just gonna play for the whole hour. So it's just always going to be a vibe session. We love you. We love your participation. We thank you for coming. God bless us all and keep us strong. And I'll see you next week, Friday, 8 to 9 on the Vibe.
Johnny, why don't we close with one of your songs you sing?
Do you want me to play something, or do you want me to
play something like there, and that way we can go off on it?
Okay, so you know what? I'm going to do something fun.
Go ahead.
I am going to do something fun. I'm going to do this song, and the name of the song is... Where is it? You know what? I'm going to do this one. Since y'all know I sell real estate, let's do this song. Let's do this song. Performing artist and real estate. Performing artist and real estate. Didn't get mine either, yeah. So in my artist stage, I sell real estate to entertain you, yeah. I can help you sell your home or buy something you love to own with solar panels too. I sell real estate. Bye. Next time. See you. All right.